Journal entry, 9th of the month of October, in the year of our Lord 1107. Petronella and me grow weary of this world. We both feel the time we've spent wandering the Lord's earth, yet we regret nothing. We started out young and wild, both looking for our own paths, and have found both purpose and each other in hardship. I feel the time will come soon for both of us to meet the Lord, and we can but hope to find forgiveness in His eyes for our deeds and salvation. I am confident that my children will continue our work here and take care of these lands and people that we have grown so attached to. In my old days, I am blessed to be surrounded by a family and still hear the laughter of the young ones in the corridors who don't yet know what world awaits them. It takes a night in dark times to carve out a piece of light, and thus I have done and fulfilled my purpose. Bernat, at the age of 57, has become infirm and as such does not move about an awful lot anymore. And Petronella, the Duchess, has been ailing for quite a while on poor health as well. So we will manage our lands and keep a wary eye on the machinations of the aging Emperor of France, who has carved out a very, very large empire for himself, yet strife and war seem to be rampant everywhere we look. Faidida, the Princess of Fashion, my daughter, has started showing an unusually cruel side that certainly isn't present in my other children. So once again, doubts crawl into Bernard's mind, but he will take these doubts with him to the grave. Elodie, on the other hand, has turned out to be honest, forgiving, and rather zealous in her religiousness, and as such is a shining example of what a young lady at court should look like. The renown of House de Villeron has grown to the point that we can have a legacy in our dynasty. So that's something. We will see what we can take here. I think, given our origins, the heroes of old, the heroic bloodline is obviously the path to take. Now we could go down legitimacy. That would be potentially an option. Not sure about customs. Not bad either. Activities, given that we have been quite active. Warfare would be something just out of the later history of Bernat. The law would be as well something we could do. Definitely not guile. Careful breeding to produce the most worthy successors. No, we're not going down that. I know how powerful this is, but we're not going down there. Not really erudition, glory, never been. The children, maybe, but I'm more thinking of the heroes of old. There's a legend seed in here that we can potentially use, but this is all about the legend. So that would be definitely one. Maybe warfare, but we're mostly really peaceful at this point. I'm thinking heroes of old. It might not be the most powerful benefits, but this is literally been the life story of Bernard. So that's it. We've got the heroes of old dynasty legacy, which means there should be a legend seed. Maybe, yes, there's a mighty endeavor for de Villeron. So that would be a legend that we could use to improve the to improve the overall country. But I'm not starting at any legends in my old age anymore. Getting close to 60, and yeah, not really anymore to go around and start that. There was a commotion among the children. Elodie was attempting to preach among her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Rainer was furious that anyone could target someone attempting to speak on behalf of God, and chased away the other children. So he is rather zealous, or I could get him to become calm. I am looking after Rainer, who is René, who is the son of Raoulf and my caravan master, and Filomena, who is actually, so he's half Italian, which explains his temperament, I would say. So that said, Elodie is quite zealous as well. So I think these two would actually get along very well with each other. So he can keep that trait. And who knows, maybe these two will get along at some point. And we can get Ogier, who has fallen ill again, to finally return home to court. And I think that is as much as I appreciate Duke Eudes of Aquitaine, I think it would be good to have my son return home now that I am in my final years. So we'll recall him, and he will join our court once more. And I can see the family. I can see the family finally together. And as he returns, he does not return alone. He has brought a young lady with him, Irmgard Blume, who he has met in the court of Aquitaine, and has asked that I would formally request for them to be married. So I cannot be any happier, and in my final days, maybe I will still unlock the architect trait, but all of my sons, or most of my sons, are actually married at this point, except obviously Alderic, who still suffers from his disfigurement that he has been afflicted with. In my old days, as I myself have gone down the mystic wise man path, Amaneus on my court, old man Amaneus, has shown interest in becoming the garden hermit, someone that will be inhabiting our castle grounds and entertain our guests with prophecies and riddles. So we are absolutely appointing him to that, and he can. He can live out his days the ways that he would like, and I can visit him in the garden whenever I feel like. My contacts in the papacy have suggested a potential alliance between the Duchy of Apulia and under the house of Roger d'Hauteville, who is actually a Norman. Him and Phaedida, the Princess of Fashion, shall be betrothed, and with that she shall move to Italy, and this will foster an important alliance with a strong duchy in our neighborhood, and together we will stand against any kind of potential threat that might come around. The response from Duke Roger has been swift, and the betrothal is confirmed. There is disconcerting news of smallpox once again breaking out, this time in the Holy Roman Empire. So we will follow the spread of this disease and see if it makes its way to our borders. The truce that has been signed between us and Emperor Eudes of Francia has expired, and with that the potential of yet another conquest from the French Emperor is getting ever more real. At least we are starting to have some. We're starting to have some allies who we could call in our hour of need, and we will definitely strengthen the defenses around and see to it that we can ready ourselves shall the French once more desire to conquer our lands. That I could still live to see these days. Ogier, my son, who still hasn't recovered from the illness he has caught on his journey, and his wife Irmgard have gotten a little one of themselves. My first grandson, and I think we'll call him Henrique. He will be Henrique de Villeron, my first grandson, and or maybe we will call him Thibaut. I think that is a good name, and a name that should be remembered. So may you grow strong and wise, my grandson. And with that, he obviously does need a guardian. Now I am already busy, so Volkart, who is generally would be a good character. Otherwise, let's see who else is available. Well, not Radomir. I think Radomir would make a good guardian for my grandson. There we go. So he shall be educated by my old friend Radomir, and well, we shall see what the future will bring. Some of my counselors believe the job is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Peronella when she interrupts me. Let's do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. So, who can we help? We've got Farah the Brave, my marshal. We could tell him to get good. We could tell Thierry to get better. But I think honestly at this point, Bishop Allon of Toulouse is hopeless as he is. He would gain +3 learning, so he would be slightly less useless. But honestly, at this point, I'll ask my wife just to stay in our old age. Cassel-Sarrazin in the north is in need of, I think, some improvement, because while Toulouse is growing, it's probably about time that we begin constructing a city. And then after that, I think we can build a second castle potentially in Beaumont-sur-Lez. But we will see when it comes to that. For now, we are increasing the size of things. My steward, Albrand, has come up with the bold idea of assessing all property in my realm in a single giant survey, creating a definite record of my holdings. By compiling this knowledge, I would gain better oversight in administrative matters as well as tax collection, though the initial investment would not be cheap. Sheesh. I could spend 220 gold. We would get higher taxes. Control. We don't really need control. We would get slightly higher holding taxes for 5 years, or I think we'll go with the middle ground here. And I don't really need the stewardship lifestyle perk, to be honest. Summary of my holdings shall be sufficient. So let's get that underway. Finally, we have found who was behind the scheme that to murder me. And of course, to nobody's great surprise, it was Duke Guillaume the Accursed of Languedoc, the evil fiend. He will lose more legitimacy, and the murder scheme has been abandoned, which means we can finally relax, let our guard down after all these years, that we have finally found out who was behind it, and it was Duke Guillaume all along. Now, I would challenge him to a fight, but neither of us, neither of us is in the shape. I think we will simply meet again in the next life, well, he has already excommunicated, so there's not an awful lot I can do about it, and we have wrested Toulouse from his evil grasp, so that shall suffice. Farah is concerned that my assessors will be a prime target for bandits and thieves. Even an incomplete survey could give criminals valuable information about potential targets they could attack. He recommends sending an armed guard. I could send a knight with each of them, or I think we'll organize a militia to guard the assessors. All right, and we have kept them safe, so we did not have to spend 110 gold on that one. A note from my bishop arrives. I was in for a rude awakening when the only people who showed up for my service this morning were your tax assessors. Apparently, the stern-looking officials waiting outside my door deterred many faithful Catholics from attending my service. While I'm happy to pay you my dues, the affairs of the church are inherently a spiritual matter, not a temporal one, and your surveyors have no business being here and disrupting my services. We can increase... I think I will use... It's a learning challenge against my bishop. And my bishop, while being an old infirm man as well, is an absolute moron when it comes to education. So I shall use this. I shall throw the book at him, pretty literally, and we will just convince him that this is something that is well within the realm of biblical precedents. Mayor Rougier tells me traveling merchants have been complaining about my assessors in the county of Quercy. The traveling merchants seem to think it's unfair to have their wares assessed when they are not residents of the Duchy of Toulouse, and several are threatening to leave and never to return. So I can increase the quality of the survey, but that will drive the merchants away. Or we can get 10% development growth. But the survey will decline in quality and I gain 5 stress. I am a stubborn old man, so everybody will be surveyed, residents or not. Stubborn in my old age is what I am. Terrible news have reached my ears. The daughter of Edwig of Exeter and Ines, who has been taking care of the duchy while we were in seclusion, has been afflicted by leprosy. We shall do what we can and pray for her and hope that she can be healed but it will take a miracle to do so. After many long months surveying my lands, it is done. My assessors have compiled an accurate estimation of my holdings. This will ensure my tax collectors do not miss anything important when tallying what I am owed. Beaming with pride, my steward Aldebrand asks where we should store the records now that are complete. We could, I think, we've got 2 options. We can keep them locked up for the tax collectors, which gives me stewardship and intrigue. We already have high quality assessment for 5 years, or we could distribute them in the public, which I think is absolutely what we're doing, because 20% development growth for 5 years, yes please. And I have a new perk in the stewardship tree. So architect. In my final days, I have become an architect, a builder of things, and a constructor of cities, and a raiser of quality of life for everybody. Toulouse, in the few years that I have been in power, has, as a rightful ruler, has already almost doubled its development, and the other countries, while not quite following up, will at some point will at some point raise as well. And we shall, but Toulouse itself shall stand as a shining beacon in the darkness that surrounds it, and the greed of the aging French Emperor Eudes the Conqueror.